hello, and happy March, Rams fans. This is technically the 2026th March that has existed in our Roman calendar system. I am one half of the show, Tuna, of Tuna and the Sheriff. Today is the post-combine autopsy. We're talking about what happened, the risers, fallers, our takes on the combine, the underwear Olympics, as people like to call it. If you're returning, make sure you guys are going to like the stream, comment away. Make sure you're using those emojis. And if you're brand new here, stick around. Hopefully you like something. And if you don't like my face, you're going to like this guy's face. My better half, my funnier half, my co-host, Sheriff Joe Bags. What's up, man? Happy 226th March. How are you celebrating today, if you celebrate?
That is the dorkiest way to say, I think, anything ever. That's so funny. Yeah, man. Happy March to you, too. This is my 34th. Yeah.
30.
I almost forgot my age.
Yeah. Brutal.
Oh, man.
Brutal.
That's cool. Wait, is it, or is this 33? I'm turning 35 in July. We are turning 35. We collectively turn 35 in July.
This is our 34th.
Okay.
March, because July.
Yeah.
Birthday,
yeah,
July after.
Yeah.
Also, we will pick a day to mutually share a birthday. We no longer have individual birthdays. We are synonymous. We're one person now. Did you know that?
I didn't, but that's cool. What are we gonna pick here? What's right between us? Well, you're 15, right?
13. Thanks for forgetting.
You're 13?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy. We're way closer. So our new birthday is the 11th. We'll split the difference. I didn't realize I was like 4 days older than you. That's cool. That's crazy, man. Straight up. So we're only 4 days older, 4 days apart. Look at us, man. Look at us hanging in close to session.
So good news, because I'm just seeing the chat now. Thank you for you guys adding it in. In our setting up and getting ready for the stream, we somehow missed that there was technically breaking news.
No, I didn't miss it. I literally, as I hit live, the notification popped up on my phone. So we actually do have some breaking news.
Bang, bang. Rams have tendered exclusive rights free agents Justin Dedich, Harrison Mevis, and Xavier Smith. I would call these Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
I would call these of all there's different levels of priority for the free agents that are potentially leaving the Rams this offseason. A lot of people will put the bigger names up there in regards to Cam Curl being one of them. It's a big question mark for sure. But a lot of the core guys, a lot of guys who help make up the team that are not just the superstars are pretty high priority too. You need good depth, guys you trust. I would say Dedich is definitely one of those guys. Harrison Mevis, that was my number one. I wanted him back no matter what. Like, I think he absolutely earned it. You actually talked me more into it because I was somewhat on the fence. Like, what do they do? He missed one kick and he was nails in a divisional round in miserable weather. I don't know what else you got to do to try out to win a spot. And I'm biased, but I'm still not putting one game over an entire year and 3 years worth of work for Xavier Smith. Bring in another returner to challenge him. Iron sharpens iron. I'm fine with that. The guy earned the spot here. He wants to be here, and they trust him. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'll run over my opinions real fast here. Justin Dedich, obviously great depth piece for the offensive line. Obviously, filled in solid for KDOT when called upon. So love to see that one come back. Meves, love it. Absolutely big fan of that. Obviously, we wanted him back big time. And then X gonna give it to you. He people are weird, and I'm still not okay with it. I'm still trashing Rams fans who are being weirdos to Xavier Smith, because what the hell is your problem? One time in his whole career he makes a mistake. Sure, it's in a terrible spot. One time though he makes that kind of mistake, and everybody's like, "Get this bum out of here!" And then they're like tweeting him and going into his DMs and stuff like that. Y'all are weirdos for that, man. And if you did that, get the hell off this show, because you're not cool here, right? We don't mess with y'all. So that's just weirdo behavior, and get the hell out of here, man. That is such, I don't understand that, man, of like going after like in threatening players. It's like, first of all, guys, this is a game. I know we all wanted to win. I wanted to win the Super Bowl so freaking bad, but it's a sport. It's fine. So yeah. Corn dog, he's weird for hopping into X's DMs. That was for a different reason, though, in fairness. So I'll give you that, but it wasn't a threat. Well, I guess. But yeah,
everything's a threat to a corn dog in my world. That's all
Ooh,
I'll say.
I mean,
Yeah.
corn dogs are threatened around me. That's for sure, man. Especially the mini hounds in danger.
Happy to see this. I know there was some other news around the league. I woke up this morning hoping, maybe we see some Rams make some moves. I saw David Montgomery sitting down to Houston. I saw, oh my God, what's the other one? There was another move. Anyways, while you're looking that up, there was a lot of action over the weekend. There was a lot of oohs. There was a lot of ahs. There was a lot of I was locked into the TV because I wanted to see certain players and how they performed. One of them, I was curious on how this guy did. Taylor Green, Arkansas quarterback. And we'll just dive into it, man. The combine. If you guys don't pay attention to, the NFL outside of regular season, like Joe until the draft, the underwear Olympics, they came and they went. A lot of people opted out that people wanted to see. Some of the DBs Rams fans are hoping to see. Mansard Delane didn't participate, did interviews though. But a lot of these guys, the combine is good for some guys to make some money, like Taylor Green, guys who maybe are not on people's radars. Maybe they go up from a 5th or 6th round to a 3rd or 4th round because they have measurables that are just ridiculous. Like regardless, it is, and we'll get there. But to be able to put on tape and to have your name out there and run a 4.36 as a quarterback is pretty fucking phenomenal. Doesn't mean it makes you better at football. It's a tool, but how often are you just running straight line? And for quarterback, are you accurate? Can you read a defense? He does pretty well, but this is one of those cases. There was another interesting thing that happened on NFL Network, and shout out to Rich Eisen for always doing a really bang up job in defending players. Like while this guy's running 40s, because he went so fast, his co-host was saying he needs to play wide receiver just because he's fast and big. Oh. It's like, Terrell Pryor was an anomaly because he was an absolute freak of nature. Just because a guy is big doesn't mean he needs to change position just because the NFL quarterback development system is kind of broken. Like, I don't think that's I hated that. But anyways, did you watch any of the combine, Joe?
I watched exactly 0 seconds of it. But also like comments like on this gentleman here. I don't know his name. It's not on there. We knew he was fast though, right? I mean, that's not like 4.3 is awesome for a quarterback. That's freaking sick. But it's not news that he's fast. That's my point. Is it's like, yeah, we now have a measured number there, but like we also saw him play football. we know he's fast. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my point on the combine stuff. Is like a lot of the stuff is like kind of nice to get some like real directives in there, but also like one thing that is not considered when it comes to combine stuff is they do this one time. I mean, it's like, I understand that that's really all you can do because of the calendar year and how that works and stuff like that. But if you did 2 combines, they would be dramatically different. Like you would have other people outperforming other people. It's like just the sense of Carl's doing something. What are you doing? But in the sense of like if we did these measurements now and it's like, oh, this guy is 0.02 faster than this guy. Ooh, the shuttle, he was this much faster. It's like, but then if you did that like a month later, it could be completely different. So there's a lot of things there. I know somebody commented it here. Mudeep talked about the Makai Lemon, that it looks like he's bombing interviews just so he could fall, and he away for
in LA.
And that's so funny to me, man, because that also could be a real thing. It could be a real thing of being like telling all like the top 5 teams, just going in there and be like, nah, man, I don't know, man. I'm in it for the money. That's it, kind of thing. Like you could do that technically, but I do think
while telling McVay scouts, come get me, please get me,
save me. Yeah, you could totally, certainly guide it in a way where you could even tell it like, I don't know if it happens or not. I've never done one of these meetings, but it could absolutely be possible where it's like, I really do want to play for you. Like I absolutely want to play for your team. Whatever I got to do, whatever you guys want to see, whatever questions you got, I'm here for it. Let's do this. And I'm not sure that the actual response on the other end would be, I don't really want to play for you guys. But I also don't think that that's impossible. All right. I don't think that that's possible. The way that college students and the college athlete are branding themselves now, I don't think it's impossible. I'm pretty sure Shadur Sanders did it last year, where he's like, "Nah,
To an extent, yeah. To an extent,
don't
yeah.
even mess with it, man." Like, it's like I've got where I want to go, kind of thing. So,
I remember talking to with Steve Weish last year about that whole ordeal with Shador Sanders,
mhm,
and this is where I mean his opinion on the matter was opposite of people, the teams colluding and nobody wanted to draft him.
mhm,
I think it was a little bit of the hype machine got out of hand and nobody was telling Dion and Shador the truth about like, hey man, like you're really seen as a mid-round guy, but the hype machine just takes off because his name is Sanders.
mhm.
Which it doesn't matter if he has a decent career and he, is plays for 8 years and does okay. Like that's success for a lot of people, but because of his name and because of the media hype, unless he's like the greatest of all time, it's going to be kind of looked at with a little bit of a tinge, and that sucks. But to go back to that draft process and the interview thing,
Mhm.
I'm always going to give someone the benefit of the doubt, especially when it comes to press stuff and media stuff. And
Yeah.
people look at one interview. At most, I think that Makai Lemon presser was just kind of weird. But who knows why? Could have been he's 21, 22, has a little bit of social anxiety, like most of us freaking have these days, in a bright room and a lot of dumb questions that you've answered over and over.
Yeah.
And if you watch the progress of that interview where he was pretty okay at the beginning and it drags on, is his personal life okay? Was there something going on that day? And then also go watch his one-on-ones that he did with I forgot his name, with I think PFT. Was it PFT? Yeah, he did one-on-ones with them. That was fine. I went back and watched his post-game interviews where you can kind of see the same thing. He might just be a little awkward. Like who cares?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. And I don't want to just keep hammering of like, I don't want to keep on just being like, none of this means anything and you guys are stupid for caring, because that's
Yeah.
not the energy that I'm trying to put off here. This is a great way to learn prospects and stuff like that. I told you off camera that like my approach now to draft stuff is like I don't get into draft stuff pre the lead up and stuff like that. I watch the hell out of the draft. I'll watch all of it. I think it's fun. I'll have graphics and stuff like that going up on the Rams Showcase socials for everybody we pick, and I'll go into deep dives afterwards. But we got, I think I saw the number of like 411 prospects coming into this draft class. We're hoping to get 10 of them. That's how many picks we got now. And if we land and hit on 4, then we're looking pretty damn good. So I'll talk about them later, but it's fun to know like who's coming and when a draft pick gets announced, you kind of already know what the hell's going on and you know what to expect from this person and stuff like that. I think my ultimate takeaway though is I like to look at who the Rams are taking and then their personalities. I don't go to game tapes when the Rams draft somebody. I go to interviews when the Rams draft somebody. And that usually is like, oh yeah, obviously you should have seen this coming from a mile away if the Rams love this guy. If you watch enough interviews, you can totally pick out. It's like Rams are going to love this guy. Like it's just the way it is, man. Like Sean McVay says all the time, great players or great people make great players. And I think that stands true up and down our draft classes. Chris Paul is like the only one that didn't really fit into that, but he didn't even make it to the regular season last year. So,
and I want to point out that I don't think fans that watch nothing but Rams 24/7 and they know everything and they do all their studying, I don't think even they know exactly what the Rams look for. Like, because we're not in the building. Even despite I may say some bold things online because you can't look at Byron Young and compare him to Kobe Turner and then compare him to Matthew Stafford and then compare him to Xavier Smith and tell me that there is a huge trait that's a no-brainer that, oh yeah, those are all Rams guys. Like there's very wildly different personalities that there's something down in the core that we don't get to see, that only these NFL executives and these scouts get to see.
I think they all do have something in common.
What's that? They're good at football?
I think that they all just absolutely love football. Like that, and to the point, like obviously people love football and stuff like that, but it's like, I mean, Nikola Jokic doesn't even like basketball and he's the best of all time. You know what I mean? But like that can happen. But with like these guys are like, they want to be here. You don't need to tell them, hey, come into the facility and do some stuff. They're there already, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
So let me rephrase that. We don't always see on the outside what that thing like the love of the game. It never looks the same Because
Yeah.
Byron Young, he may say like, "Oh yeah, I love football," but how he says it, because I've been face to face with Byron Young. He is not a very personable person in front of cameras.
Mm.
He's a little socially awkward, but then you get him in the locker room with the guys and on the field, dude, he can't shut up. Like
Watch him
Jared Verse.
interact with Jared. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
just watch them communicate. I mean, they're good. You know what I mean? Like,
It was opening day training camp. I remember watching Byron Young talk, and like he looked like he didn't want to be there. Like he was like very stuttery. He was like, but then sideline with Jared Verse, he like won't shut up. So funny. But speaking of back to the combine and everything, you have to take a lot of these things, the strengths, the weaknesses, the fast 40 times with a grain of salt, because with the entire world looking at all these guys up and down, interviewing janitors at their freaking school to figure out, is he a nice person? Everyone gets shit wrong. Like if you, what I have up here for you, Joe, I posted this a few days ago. I know I know a bunch of our followers, they already commented and they know. But what Rams player currently is this? This was straight from NFL.com. This was his official combine profile. Weaknesses: struggle to elude NFL press coverage, lacks instant acceleration to separate, upright route running makes him easy to redirect, does not have long speed to keep corners from squatting, and occasional issues with focus on downfield targets. Who is this player?
Do we have any guesses in the comments here?
Who do you guys think this is?
That's pretty cool. I want to find. Do you have Aaron Donald's, by the way?
Oh, I can find it though. His is very funny.
Hilarious.
His is hilarious. Yeah, Muad'Dib got it. This is Puka Nacua. Yeah, and Kamal got it now. This is Puka Nacua. And now that we see how Puka plays, the one thing people forget, and especially fans forget, is these might be a little true. Like these may show on film, but why do those things happen? Was the system bad? Was the coaching bad? Was he not like, was it at his first year and like, oh man, I finally am over 200 pounds. I'm on my way to be NFL ready. He's just not there yet. Everyone blooms at different points. Puka Nacua, obviously, it is very hilarious reading all these weaknesses now. And there's going to be a player in this draft that maybe not even for the Rams, but for someone else, where you're reading it like his like I think of Brock Purdy as well. And they're like, oh, he's going to really struggle to like make any completions in the league because his rating is slow. It's like, well, it looks pretty damn good to me. Good enough to at least start on a team and lead him to the postseason. But yeah, there's always guys like this.
You want me to read Aaron Donald's to you? It's not, I don't have it on the computer, but I have it in front of me.
Oh, please do. Please do.
Draft projection, rounds 4 to 5. Short, scrappy, instinctive, highly productive defensive lineman who does not look the part, but inspires confidence. He can be an exception to the rule. Is the type you root for and has the quickness, athleticism, and motor to earn a spot as a rotational 3 technique in a fast-flowing 4-3 scheme. That's his overview. Strengths: quick off the snap, natural leverage, gets under pads into gaps, good foot athlete, redirects well. He wrote all this stuff and was like, yeah, 4 to 5. He's talking about, like, he's mentioning all these exact traits you want in a defensive tackle, but then he's like, nah, rotational guy though, probably low round. Like, it's like outstanding career production, 63 TFLs, 27.5 sacks the last 3 seasons, tough and competitive, team captain with terrific personal and football character. Weaknesses: marginal height and frame is nearly maxed out. Hands are more active than strong. Okay. Could play with more pop and power. Yikes. Overpowered in the run game and ground up by double teams. Gets snared and controlled by bigger, longer blockers. Not a 2-gap player. Has some tweener traits. Lacks ideal length and a bend to play outside. Well, he's a DT. Whatever. So that's Aaron Donald's draft. The only reason that I bring that kind of stuff up is because, like, when I first was actually, that draft was like right when I first started covering Rams football. I actually have a mock draft of that year that I did. I nailed the Greg Robinson pick, which was sweet. Okay. But I do have a mock draft and stuff like that I did there. And then a draft analysis where afterwards I kind of was like, well, I don't know. It's offensive and defensive line, not very exciting picks. Like, I don't really know what to do here, kind of thing. Like, it was like whatever. But my whole point on that is like, because we judge drafts right away, we judge drafts really fast. I think it's fair to let these players touch a football field before we do judge them. I just think
No.
that's reasonable.
Nope.
You know?
Nope.
No,
I want to be happy now. I want to know exactly what's going to happen right away. No, Joe.
fair.
Not going to happen. And it's actually funny. You mentioned that. I do want to bring this up on the screen, and then we can get back into actual the combine stuff. Well, I'm bringing it up right now.
Okay.
Because I was going to bring this up near the end, but you mentioned it about the instant gratification. Like, oh, is this rookie good? Is he going to have a great career?
Yeah.
The Athletic posted this early last year, May 1st, 2025. Rookies. I thought it was interesting. 87.5% of the 257 rookies drafted in 2024 played at least one snap last season. Only 10.7% of last year's undrafted free agents saw the field. About 8 rookies played for each team at some point last season, and a number that appears consistent across the past 5 years. Seeing the field is one thing, starting is another. Go ahead.
I'll jump in there. So that's how many players drafted, and then 87.5 that actually touched the field in any capacity. Some of these guys no longer play in the NFL. They were just drafted last year. Some of these guys are going to have really long careers and have yet to really play. And that could be like a Jarquez Hunter or any number of, other players on different teams and stuff like that. But I think that these numbers are wildly interesting because it does show. And that's another reason I've kind of fallen out of draft stuff is like, I mean, rookies are such a small part of what your franchise is about, and especially the team that the Rams have right now. Yeah, they have their role and stuff like that, but somebody said it earlier too. It's like, also our needs are going to change once we finish up, claiming our own dudes and then hitting free agency. Our own needs are going to be dramatically different. It could be, what if all of a sudden, dude, I'm not saying this is going to happen or anything like that. What if all of a sudden next week, Matthew Stafford's like, you know what? I am done. I'm good. And now all of a sudden, massively different offseason that we're looking at. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Everything can change.
Well, thanks for ruining my day with that thought. I appreciate you. Son of a bitch. Starting. So yeah, like we were saying though, starting is a different number. About 50% of those rookies started at least once last year. A number that's been consistent for a few years. So we can assume about 50% of the rookies are going to start at least one game next year. So, a lot of guys play. It's just there's so many guys in. It's funny. I bring that up because when you see fans mock draft, when you see other creators do mock drafts, and it's the same. You see the same names. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they make sense. You're like, yeah, that guy makes a lot of sense for the Rams at that position, like Mansour Delane in the first round. But then the popular players, like I see Jacob Rodriguez get drafted to all 32 teams. Like no matter, like everyone wants him. He's a popular player, and people name drop him and be like, "Oh, see, I know ball." Okay, there's like 30 other linebackers that might get drafted as well, and who knows who out of those 257 are actually going to hit and be good. Konate Mumfield might take a leap and be the greatest Rams wide receiver ever starting next year. We don't know.
Well, and also like we could see. I'm trying to look at the top end of the draft here because, I mean, you obviously got the Titans and the Giants, the Commanders, the Chiefs, the Bengals, all top 10 teams that have their quarterback in place, which we could be seeing some trades. It's like, and that's and I hate to keep on saying like I started hating draft when it's like, because that's not the thing, but like, when we see millions of mock drafts and then the second overall pick is traded, so every single one of those is now wrong. And it's like, all right, like that's so cool that we did all that. Like it took all this time. Now Trubisky's getting taken. Like that's dope. Like, I don't know. Kind of drives me crazy. This is yours though, right?
Yeah, I did this one right before the combine. We'll do another. We'll posting our post combine one tonight. But I don't want to dive into this. But I just want to point out that there's some names on here that I've done deep dives on, and I think they'd be great Rams. But some of these names you've never seen. Some of these names some other Rams fans have never seen.
Most of these names I've never seen. I'm going to be real with you.
Yeah, and it's like it's so exciting to like want. It's like Christmas. Like I want to know what package are the Rams going to open, and is it going to be a good gift, or is it
Yeah.
just going to be a pair of socks? Like I love socks as a 34-year-old. Like
Same.
you saved me an errand. That's phenomenal. But not every fan wants socks. Like in the mock drafts for everyone is going to change drastically week by week because it was pretty easy to think Sonny Styles. Like I'm pretty sure you've at least heard that name, Sheriff Joe Bags.
Not until we started doing our draft prep. The first time I heard that name was from you.
Yeah, this guy is an absolute. I mean, you got a 6'4" and up linebacker that's like 240, and like just an athletic specimen who's probably one of the best collegiate players in football right now, and he happens to play linebacker. And the reason I think it's okay for the Rams to think this way, and even though they need a DB, they don't just draft a DB with the first one. What if somebody like a Sonny Styles is there? That's a game changer. Like the Rams, when they drafted Aaron Donald, they didn't technically need that position. They had some pretty killer guys on the line.
We've done that a bunch of times.
Yeah.
We did that with Todd Gurley. We had Zach Stacy and Trey Mason on the roster. Like we didn't need a running back. It worked. I'm glad we did it. And then Zach Stacy got all emotional and was like, I don't even I'd be running back. And then so it was like, go to the Jets, loser. And then he turned out to be a piece of a crap human being. So that's cool. that's off topic.
Waiting for that to drop. But so the whole point is that these are going to change like crazy. And I don't want at least our fans to be upset when it's like, I don't see enough DBs that I know. It's like, hey, just because they weren't taken in the first round doesn't mean they can't start. That's why we just talked about all these other draft things. Like just because someone was drafted in the first round doesn't mean sometimes they're right away ready to start, able to start, or will fucking ever start, because that is unfortunately how busts happen. But what if they get somebody in the fourth round that is a killer? What if they find the Puka Nacua of the defense? Is what I'm saying.
Your numbers there too. You talked about the like the undrafted guys who also started in X amount of games and stuff like that. And the Rams specifically have a number of undrafted players that they use regularly. All of their inside linebacker room, obviously left
Xavier
tackle,
Smith,
yeah. There's the numbers are there, but that's the thing too. Is it like? I think it was Coward that said it. He was like, if top picks always were good, then why are the Jets, Giants, Titans, like all these teams always picking in the top 5? Clearly it's not working for them. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, sure, there's many factors into that. But the thing is too, is like, it's such an uneven and an inexact science that you can get a Puka Nacua that late, and you can get undrafted guys who can come in, and you get a Sean Dolak that comes in. And Dolak was a little bit of a weird one because as soon as the Rams signed him undrafted, it was like, that guy might stick, actually. Like, it's like that guy probably should have been a draft pick. He probably could have been a 6 or a 7 for sure. But that's how inexact it is that you get all your rookies. Okay. Just get them in the building. Who cares? Like, you think that you can't get this guy at 29, take him at 26, whatever, or at 13. And then you bring everybody in. At that point though, the second they're in the building, that where they were taken does not mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
On your team or not, are they going to help you or not? Chris Paul is one of my best examples of a recent pick where he got taken by the Rams out of Ole Miss, and it was one of those where it was like, damn, this guy could actually fight for a starting spot. He didn't even make it to the regular season, man. Like, he was drafted. We had him and Dolak are the perfect example of that. Drafted Chris Paul, and then undrafted signed Sean Dolak. Well, guess who's still around, and guess who's on a practice squad of a rival? You know what I mean? I think it's huge. So
being asked to do certain things like special teams, and that's something I tried to take into consideration when I look at, especially like the later rounds. Out of like, hey, what kind of players might the Rams look at? Like, who is able to contribute not just to the offense? Because as much as I'm like I love guys like Cyrus Allen, like I'm gonna show you here in a second. I mean, you're fighting for wide receiver 5. Like, we make it sound uber important, but like we got to take a step back and think of the team in December. Who's contributing in December and January? Who's helping the team win in those positions? Usually isn't like a wide receiver 5 or 6 that's like the breaking point for your team. Like, it helps to have someone that can step in, but there's more important like roles than that. We just make it crazy important.
Yeah. Well, that's what's kind of fun about this draft too, in the situation the Rams are sitting in right now, because we know It's not blowing anybody's minds to say that the Rams can absolutely win a Super Bowl this year. We're very, very close the last 2 years, you know what I mean, to being one of the best teams in the NFL. They were, but just, to be that
you're a weird NFL rule, a weird NFL happening. Like to call it a play is almost does it injustice.
Yeah.
You're a weird happening away from being in position to potentially host a playoff game or host through the playoffs.
Yeah.
And have a better chance of actually winning and getting
there. And then you also maybe don't need to go back to Carolina, all that stuff. Yeah. But
we're saying the same thing. 1000%.
But my whole point there is the fact that the Rams and their 10 draft picks right now are not going to make or break their chances to make the Super Bowl. They could blow all of these picks and they still got a damn good football team.
Yeah. And still make it.
Damn good football team. We could blow it. We could blow this draft completely.
It does feel like the Rams are kind of playing with house money. And that's why I am okay with them taking a guy like Omar Cooper Jr. I got him up here for you. And this ties back into the combine. You made the comment, which is super true, that we know someone's fast. Does it really matter if they run a 4.35 or a 4.37 or a 4.45?
Does not.
Honestly, no, it doesn't.
It's going to be different play to play.
Yeah, some people don't even know what a 10-yard split is or a 3-cone drill is. Those are more to show you hey, how quick is this guy in short space, which is more realistic for football needs, depending on the position. But if we want to tie that in to someone like Omar Cooper Jr., who was used in the Indiana offense, and I know they won a national championship, this guy is very special. Is I would say the second most special player on that team after Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback. I thought he was a transfer with Cignetti because I was like, dude, this guy's a baller. He's super good. He looks NFL ready. He must have been a transfer because there's no way Indiana had this guy naturally. Turns out I was wrong. He was born and raised in Indianapolis. He's a 3-year player in Indiana. Happened to get a good coach, and he looked like a goddamn NFL star. He had that toe tap against Penn State in the back of the end zone. That was phenomenal. It's like play of the year. And I would say he's probably the quote NFL Network during the combine, the most Ramsiest wide receiver in the draft. The build is there. The only thing I don't agree with is this comparison that they made, Deebo Samuel, just because of his size. There is not a single thing about his game that is even reminiscent of Deebo Samuel.
Oh, yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
They go off 40s in size. That's it.
Absolutely nothing. If anything, I would say he's more reminiscent of a Cooper Kupp. The way he's just, I'm a lunch pail guy. I just want to go, I'm going to go work. I'm going to hit someone in the face. I'm going to block. I'm going to run great routes, and I'm going to make sure the ball stays in my hands no matter what, no matter how bad the ball is. Very clean. And to circle it back to the combine, why does it matter for someone like Omar Cooper Jr. in that offense? He wasn't used as a burner. He wasn't the deep threat. But then you see him run a 4.42, you're like, okay, he is fast. It at least helps you see maybe what you missed on film or wasn't evident on film for some of these guys who are kind of fringe of between making second round money and first round money. So that's great for him. I think he cemented himself as a first rounder. And if the Rams take him in that back, pick 29, I think he's an instant wide receiver 3. He's very, very, very good.
Well, one thing I think that is important for the Rams in this draft class specifically is currently holding the 2 first-round picks. That obviously opens you up for the opportunity to hold on to a 5th-year option for these players as well. So putting that into positions that can get pricey come 5th year, I think is also something that I don't think it's something that the Rams will make a decision based off of, but because of what I said earlier about how the Rams don't have any major needs right now, that could be something that they do consider, especially if there's any kind of, and I disagree with some of the comments about Ty Simpson. I think that would be a solid pick for the Rams late. Cause also you got to think about the 13th overall pick. That is basically a freebie. That is basically if we wanted to take a quarterback there, say if we wanted to take Ty at that spot at 13, that's basically saying the Falcons being you're still going to get the guy you want, but if we can take Pierce, we'll give you the Bama quarterback next year. It's that. Okay, that's cool. If you look at it that way too, of not just looking at it of we are picking here and then we are picking here. If we look at it in the sense of currency of what did we need to give up to get to 13? Not that much, really. We wanted Terrence Ferguson anyway. We still got him. So that to me feels like a freebie pick where you can just you can play with it a little bit if you want to try to move up or anything. I don't know if there is anybody that the Rams would want to move up for specifically, but that's kind of my point on that, is where it's like it could be something where you're like, look, we basically shouldn't even have this pick. The Falcons shouldn't have done that. Dude, give me KC all day, dude. That would be so fire.
So
Yes.
because you made that comment,
Yeah.
I don't know who the Rams would. Someone like Casey Concepcion. He won. Can you imagine SoFi saying Concepcion with the recepcion? That'd be pretty fun to hear over and over again.
Yeah. I made all
know
kinds of dumb memes and stuff like that. This not
Love
memes,
it.
but like comments about his name and stuff like that all year watching A&M, man. It's fun.
Love it. And then like Kamal just said, I just see him there. If they do get Omar Cooper Jr., do we give him the Coop chance? We have Omar Cooper Jr.
Ooh, that's really interesting. Actually.
But Concepcion is very similar to Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden was almost a Ram.
Yeah.
And there was a running back that was almost a Ram. So I love Kyron. Everyone loves Kyron. The Rams love Kyron. He almost had somebody else in the backfield with him in the first round. I'll just say that. So Concepcion, he's that downfield stretcher. They could do that. They could say, screw the 29th pick, screw our fourth round or fifth round pick. We'll move up some spots and go get a wide receiver. I'm just saying, I think everyone is overblowing. Like every pick has to be a DB. It just doesn't work that way. Like for as much as everyone hated the secondary this year on the back end, the Rams were still one or two plays away from being in the Super Bowl. So
yeah,
I think we need to chill out for a little bit.
Well, and you made the comment too that about bringing in some competition for X, and this is the kind of guy that can do that. That can be that returner kind of body too. Because I know too that like
this dude.
I haven't like we hit live and then that news came out about X. So I haven't been on and seen the reaction. I'm sure it's negative, and that's unfortunate because X is an incredible player. But I think that's the thing, is that everybody's going to be like, man, this is ridiculous. We shouldn't have this guy around anymore. So like, and then it's going to be something where we bring in competition too, and then head to head we're gonna be able to like, oh no, still had it. Like he's still a really good player. Like, and I'm sure. Because like,
again, what if he beats out a rookie?
Exactly, man. Like, what if we bring in competition like we did last year with a Britton Covey, where like my brain was like, oh, Covey could totally win this job, and he totally fits into our offense. But then X was just like, nah, like this is not. In preseason, it was like, nope, this is my job, man. I don't care. Like, and that could easily happen again. But I think that people are just being way too extreme on Xavier Smith based on that one play. I think it's so unfortunate, man. I can't even imagine. I don't know. I just think it's so ridiculous. I really do.
It is. But like I said, guys get either better or they get worse. I think Xavier has proven that he is somebody who has gotten better every single year. I mean, if the game had ended, put it this way, if the game had ended on a Matthew Stafford interception or a Puka Nacua fumble or Kobe Turner missing a sack and giving up a big play, people would have gotten over it by now. It's because he's he kind of is near the bottom of the roster in terms of importance. People are going to, bash him. That's all they know him for. They have already forgotten he did pretty fucking well.
And this is so unfortunate. So unfortunate because that shouldn't be the way it is. You shouldn't earn your trust back. He's had one bad play.
Very dumb.
He actually played so well this year too. That's like what gets me. Is like in the offense, he had a couple of deep shots that were just like in critical moments. Like, I don't know, man. I think he's awesome.
I can tell you for a fact, his lack of explosive returns was a product of the system, not like a skill thing. We saw it on kick return. Like there's just no return game at all.
And he was the one that, like, when he was the one returning it, at least he wasn't just slamming right into the pile. You know what I mean? we have seen others do, which is just like, hey, go around those guys. What are you doing? Anyway.
Actually, we can. I could divulge for a quick second. Swing Times comment. It was 2 muff punts. Yeah. So I've been told I made excuses for it, but it's not. It's a reality. One, Rashid Shaheed damn near almost muffed one in the exact same way. There's a reason why they were doing sky punts when there's a little bit of headwind that's really high, especially in that stadium. There is a reason they are punting it as high as they were. It may sound dumb. They're like, oh, they always punt it high. they weren't getting a lot of depth on the punts for the most part. They were aiming for height on them, so that way it catches a little bit of the wind and it just does whatever the fuck it wants. Like there's nothing you can do to prep or practice for it. It could have been Cooper cut back there, and it probably would have happened. Did Kyron come in and it felt a little bit better? Yeah, he did. At that point, once you drop one, he's never been in the spotlight before. He fucked up and he had a bad game. So I'm not really sitting here like it's not a skill thing. It's not like, oh, he's always done this over and over.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want to do. Like if Matthew Stafford threw 3 interceptions, are we canning him?
Exactly.
Like, what are we doing?
Question here says, question, would you want him to return one in the playoffs again? Yes.
Yeah.
I would like our good players to have the football in their hands. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that by the time we're in the playoffs, we've at least had a functioning special team so that way our returners can actually return the ball. And again, not just slam into the back of the first wave of blockers.
Yeah. So, well, and that's the thing too, is that like I saw one fan clip from the stands of watching that return when X was going for it. The path that he took, you can tell that ball was making some moves. That's a hard catch for any human being to make, even when that's literally their job. I get it. Like
yeah. And we love the culture of this team, and we can't pick and choose which players are going to take from that culture. Mm-hmm. And we can't pretend like, oh, well, Xavier Smith is a shithead, blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't think that he's busted his ass to earn that spot. And you don't think he's going to learn from it. Like, he might be the best returner next year because of that play. So we'll wait and see. I hope I'm right.
That's a good
If we're wrong, then hopefully they have brought in another rookie to replace him, and then everyone's happy.
That's a good point. Swing timer. Have you never messed up at work or something? And like, it's just like you miss something up at work, and then everybody's just like, get this clown out of here. Don't let him ever answer a phone call again. It's like, no, just try harder, dude. Like, now you know what not to do. Don't do that. Like,
no, but that is a valid question though. Like, do you want him returning in that big spot? Like, it's a valid question, which I know everyone's thinking of it. But I will say it. I'll stand 10 toes down, and I am willing to be wrong. If he fucks up again, cool. Let's put a rookie in at that point.
Sure.
One of those rookies that I hope, getting back to that, coming back at a wide receiver is something else, but not punt returner. Yeah, no, I mean, he could lose the job in training camp, and everyone is happy about it. But
players come and go to the Rams forever.
Rams are forever. Another player, and this is kind of me wrapping up guys that I really love for the Rams. Even if the Rams don't take somebody early on, and to add into the combine, there's misses. NFL scouts miss things because they just don't spend time. Maybe this guy wasn't developed. Maybe he didn't, run certain routes for his team because their route tree is different. Guys like this, guys that Rams want a deep threat. They want that 2-2 role to be filled by somebody who's going to actually do the 2-2 role that he was meant to do. Cyrus Allen did that. Like, the fact he had 13 touchdowns in Cincinnati, that's insane. He was not wide receiver 1. He is that slot receiver. He had, like, a lot of scouts said he had the best routes at the Senior Bowl, and he was not invited to the combine. His teammate was, because he's a 6'2", 6'4" freak. He's I forgot his teammate's name, but everyone's like, oh, this guy's got to be a second rounder. It's like, his teammate is way better. I'm going to be honest, and he wasn't even at the combine. Guys like this where he comes in and he competes thinking maybe it's wide receiver 5, and all of a sudden he's getting snaps in 13 personnel over Konate Mumfield. And, maybe he's getting touchdowns. We had 13 touchdowns last year. Like, guy's very good. Go watch some film. If you want a fun YouTube watch, just go watch his highlights from last year. They were very fun.
Interesting sizing there, 5'11" for a wideout. That's pretty cool though. Again, doesn't really mean everything. Obviously, it's I say it all the time. Too many factors. It's you got 22 gents out there on the turf trying to make something happen, and when that many people are trying to do stuff, things happen, and rarely what you plan for. So, but yeah, I don't know much about him myself, but that's the thing I think that also that tends to get lost come draft time is when there's a player at a position who is like really, really dope. People always just blow off the backups or anybody else that's on the depth chart in that position grouping below them. And it's for a number of reasons. I've heard people say it's like, well, if this guy was like, this guy's getting all the routes and stuff like that, so he's getting the number 1 attention, so we don't really know how good this guy is and stuff like that. But then it turns out to be like, yeah, but it's like, it's like a Jamar Chase situation and stuff like that, where it's like, yeah, those guys are both sick though, actually, and it's possible to like two people can be sick. Who was it? There was just a couple of years ago, there was 2 running backs coming from somewhere. I want to say Georgia, where like both running backs were just like, yeah, either one, you're good. Like that backup could have started on any other team, like stuff like that. So
let's see. There was one more thing that I have for you that I think is more funny than anything, but it's turning into an actual conversation.
no.
Yeah. So I want this man back. I think everyone is saying that he is gone because our OC is somewhere else, and that is Sir Jimothy Garoppolo. Rams, what do they do? I kind of want to talk to you about this since you mentioned Ty Simpson. You mentioned maybe they draft someone, maybe they bring someone in, and I know you have feelings about what it would look like if the Rams even had a rookie quarterback, like a high-profile rookie quarterback. I'm in the camp. I think it's a small camp that I think if I said it this season, like if Jimmy G had to start the first 4 games, I think the Rams go 3-1. I think if Jimmy G has to start in the playoffs, I think the Rams advance. Versus, I don't think Stetson Bennett is it. I don't think he is the heir apparent that a lot of fans think he is. I had a conversation with Alan Sales, season ticket holder, big super fan. He loves Stetson Bennett. I'm out. Like I think he's a great QB3 and a cultured guy in a training camp role. I don't think he's QB2. I don't think he comes in and wins a playoff game. And so to ask the question, if Jimmy G does go to Arizona, like somebody's starting to put out there because LaFleur is there now, and obviously they love each other because they want to kiss in Arizona. What do the Rams do? Do they go rookie, or is there a veteran that makes sense? I don't want to see Kyler Murray here. I'll tell you that.
Dude, if Kyler Murray shows up, I'm making phone calls, man. I'm calling Les. I'm calling Tony. I'm calling everybody. I'm like, what are we doing?
Tony.
Yeah. Tony's getting a call too. All right. Tony's the unsung hero of this Rams dynasty that we're on right now. But I'm trying to find the list of the free agent quarterbacks who are currently available. Let's see, because I know it's not going to be Malik. Malik's not coming over to the Rams. That guy's going to get
he deserves a starting spot somewhere. I would be ecstatic if for some reason he was like, hey, if Malik Willis for whatever God reason decided I want to go learn behind Matthew Stafford, I'm not ready. I want to go to LA. Yeah. Dude, I would love that. What I don't love is what Muad'Dib said just right now. Not because I don't like Richardson, not because I like, and I know you don't. I believe in him still. I think that he needs to go somewhere that they can dedicate the time and almost like isolate him. Like, hey, you're going through quarterback recamp, like retrials. He needs a lot of technical work. He needs a lot of mechanical work, and I don't think the Rams are the place to do that. It's not that they won't love him and care about him, and the Rams will support him. It's just not the right fit. I think that wouldn't be good for Richardson at all. You don't like him at all?
No, not even a little bit. I would be mad if the Rams signed him. Well, the only place he needs to go is to bed. He's too tired. So that's cool. Yeah, get out of here, man.
Hey,
you're putting yourself out as a quarterback. Run a run play. The next play, audible to a run play. Then, if you're too tired to play another, don't pull yourself out. You're the freaking quarterback. This is the NFL, man. What are you doing? Like, oh my God, that's it. I get pretty worked up. All right, I tell you, that just
it's valid.
Third thing to me as a quarterback, to pull yourself out of the game. What a joke. Man, what a joke. I do not want him on my team. The fact that he even had that in him, I'm sure it's like a lot of people say, it was like, well, he's probably never going to do that again. Don't care. He did it once. It's in him. It's in him to do that.
Oh,
yeah, I don't want him.
Oh, what?
Once a cheater, always a cheater, Tuna. All right. He's got it in him. All right. Get him out of here.
What? All right.
Tuna.
All right. I was gonna make comments, but I can't think of anything that was politically correct. So I'll just.
Do you want my opinions about Jimmy?
Yes, I do. Let's get back on track. Jimmy Garoppolo. What's your opinion, and what do the Rams do?
honestly, it makes perfect sense for him to go to Arizona. That obviously would make perfect sense. I'm just not sure that LaFleur would want to tie himself to Jimmy. I think that at the age and stuff like that, I think it makes sense if it's a known temporary thing. Like the Arizona Cardinals, where are they picking at? They're sitting number 3. So that is in position to get another quarterback. You know what I mean? So I think it could be one of those things where it could be, we want Jimmy with the idea of bringing in a rookie quarterback, and Jimmy will eventually not start come like week 9 or something like that, that the rookie would come in. But is Jimmy going to want to do that? Does he care enough? I'm sure he would, but at the same time, it's hard to it's hard to gauge what his mentality is going to be with that. You know what I mean? But he could also be like, if I'm not just sitting QB2 behind Stafford with McVay, then I'm just going to retire. Like I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like that could be true. Or he could be
that's a real thing.
I'm only going to go somewhere where I can start every game. I've been sitting under Stafford for the last few years. I'm getting bored. I want to play some football. So we don't know what his motivations are. That's my ultimate point there. But to say how I feel about it with the Rams, I'm under the camp that let's go ahead and we know Stafford's coming back. Let's not mess with it. We know that Jimmy knows our system and stuff like that. Let's keep him as QB2 and just and move into 26 with Jimmy at QB2, knowing that in 27 we probably have a whole new room, and that's okay. I'm with you on Stetson Bennett. I don't understand why anybody has these views of him as a quarterback in the future. No hate intended.
It's the preseason. It's the preseason performances.
Yeah. And no hate intended towards Stetson Bennett at all, but he's playing in these basic offenses against basic teams, against basic defenses, and he's just playing fine. It's not like he's like lighting it up in a way where you're like, oh my God, did you see that throw? It's like, yeah, he just hit the open guy on a slant. Not a big deal, man. And so the fact that people are watching Stetson Bennett play a preseason and be like, damn, this guy's it's like, what are you seeing? Like, I get so confused by that of just like, wait a second. What? Because I need some further explanations here. But my opinions on that, I think that the Rams should go in with the same quarterback room as they had last year, barring that thing. Because like we knew the Stafford, the back stuff was getting them in training camp, stuff like that. And you're right. If we needed Jimmy Garoppolo to play in those games, I felt okay about it. And a lot of that was because it's like, well, he's been our camp quarterback this whole time. He is literally our guy right now. Like, it's going to be fine. He's played in a Super Bowl. He's played in really big moments. He's been thrown to the turf by Aaron Donald in a huge moment. Like, he's got that experience in him. So I would be totally fine if Jimmy not only sticks around, but also if worst case scenario, we do need him to touch a football field. I'm okay with Jimmy being the Rams quarterback on a temporary basis. I don't think it's somebody we need to try to build around or anything like that, but I do think that keeping him makes perfect sense. I'm seeing this list here you got in front of me too, and I don't see anybody. Trey Lance is the only one where I'd be like, all right, I would do QB2 for Trey Lance, because I think that the way he's performed as a backup with the Chargers, I think is very, very strong. And I think that under McVay, I think he'd do fine.
So it's hard because, like, on one hand, I'll argue like, yeah, it is just preseason, but also preseason does kind of matter a little bit. It matters a little bit, but it is case by case. Swing Timer, he said, like, he summarized exactly what I said to start the segment, that somebody that can come in right now. In my worst case scenario, like, why would the Rams need a veteran backup quarterback? Why do they need Jimmy Garoppolo? It's because if it's week 16 and the Rams are in San Francisco, the Rams are in Seattle again, God forbid that it's a freaking week 16, I'll have deja vu, and it's a must-win game for seeding in the NFC, am I trusting a brand new rookie quarterback who's talented but hasn't been there before and it's his first year in the system? Or am I trusting Jimmy Garoppolo to go win that game? I'm trusting Jimmy Garoppolo to go win that game. In him going there, it sounds nice. We haven't heard from him. We don't know what his intentions are, and we probably won't hear until there's a decision made. But just because he would start right now, he's not the guy. No one's making a 34-year-old backup their franchise cornerstone. He's going to be a bridge guy. Does he want to be a bridge guy? Does he want to go through that process again, where who knows what this roster looks like? He might get his ass whooped in a 3-14 season. Does he want to do that? I wouldn't. I'd want to sit here and be ready to go if Stafford goes down. Cool. I'm going to go rattle off some wins for you and maybe play in a Super Bowl, God forbid, if something happens to our MVP. So that's my rant on that. I want him to stay. The Stetson Bennett thing. I know Nuisance. Shout out. Good to see you on here, by the way, Nuisance. I see you all the time on social media.
Sure.
Even though it is all NFL players, though a lot of those guys don't make the team. They're fringe NFL roster guys.
Those are UFL players.
Yes, Stetson Bennett is in a really weird position because he's talented enough to ball out in the SEC, play in the playoffs, be on. I think he won a national championship, right?
Yep.
But baller enough to manage a roster and do that. But when it gets to the NFL and you need him to be the guy, there's parts of the field that he really struggles with his accuracy and his timing because he is a little undersized, and that's that middle of the field. The Rams offense right now runs through that intermediate 15 to 20 yard middle of the field. It has to be thrown on a no looker to get someone open. Jimmy G was able to do that in camp. Like I watched him tear up the Cowboys and do that. I watched him tear up the Rams defense. There was a difference in separation, like what Jimmy was doing operating wise versus Stetson. It was very different. The feel in the pocket was different. The players get as well. So,
do you know who does terrible in the middle of the field?
Who?
Kyler Murray. He does.
He's not great.
It might be a height.
He's not great.
I don't love to fall back on the height for Kyler, but it very well might be. It might be a little just too muddy in front to really see that clearly. So that could be the case. I'm surprised that so
as a fellow 5'10" quarterback who only played Division II spring fall camp ball and redshirted, it is fucking hard to see over the middle of the field. Even
like this next time.
Yeah, even the one JUCO game I played before I got hurt, it's hard to see over the middle of the field when you got big bodies. Like it's challenging. Yeah, based on this list though, giving you an actual answer. Yeah. I wish the Rams were ahead of the curve and went and got Daniel Jones, because you kind of see like he's capable of doing really good things if you give him an offense. Great facilitator. If this was 8 years ago, I'd be clamoring for Tyrod Taylor. I'm forever a T-Mobile believer. I think he got robbed of like 3 opportunities by freak. God said no. God said, here's a needle in your lung. You're not playing anymore. Justin Herbert's playing.
The unluckiest quarterback in NFL history. Tyrod Taylor. Coolest hair also.
Man, yeah.
Okay, of this list, guys that I would be fine with being QB2. Not necessarily I'm excited to see anybody be QB2, because also it's been an irrelevant position for multiple years. So whatever.
It's irrelevant until it's fucking not.
Exactly. But that's what I said last year. Everybody was like, we have to have a QB2. And it's like, well, guess what didn't matter? QB2 the whole year. So like it matters when it matters, but it doesn't matter until it does.
Yeah,
that makes perfect sense. Zach Wilson, I'd be fine with that. Being behind Stafford. Pickett, I think I'd be fine with. I wouldn't be thrilled to see him out there, but if we needed him, whatever. I skip over a few there. I do go to Trey Lance. I think I would be perfectly fine with Trey Lance being the Rams backup, and not just. I know we have the comment of like. Preseason is NFL players, but not the best NFL players and all that stuff. But it's not just that. It's the fact that throughout the camp and all that stuff for the Chargers last year, that Trey Lance just absolutely blew everybody else off the depth chart. Like he was fighting for a roster spot and was clear cut QB2, passing guys and getting rid of guys that the Chargers have historically been pretty high on. Like Easton Stick was able to just get him the hell off the roster. So Trey Lance definitely in that conversation. Outside of that, I think I would go down to Teddy Roosevelt. That would be a good one. Just as like a short timer. It's one of the sickest nicknames of all time. Okay.
Very great name. I think Bridgewater's done. I think Bridgewater needs to go back.
Oh, he's probably done. I'm sure he is retiring, but I would be fine with him on our bench.
He looked lost, man. Something like a lot of these guys. So what I usually take away from preseason performances from quarterbacks, I don't really care about the stats. Like that's awesome. It's great for the receivers and the guys that are trying to make practice squads and stuff. But are mechanics okay? Like, can you make the offense run and look like a competent week 1 team when you've got nothing but wide receivers 6 through 10 that you're using? You're using offensive linemen 3 through 6 across the board.
Yeah.
Can you look okay? Can you operate functionally? Can Guys like Stetson Bennett, absolutely. He's a good leader, strong leader. I know somebody says he's got a strong arm. He doesn't have a strong arm. It's not always just about the strength. It's more the timing and the reads. There's not really anybody on here that really screams at me that I think makes total sense. 3 years ago, I would have said Sam Howell. I thought Howellitzer was going to be a really, really good player.
Sean McVay likes him, though. He tried to get him last year, so I don't think that's impossible. Brett Rippon can get the hell out of the NFL, though. I've still not.
What are you talking about?
I've not.
He knows the system.
Or his family. 87 yards in Green Bay? You kidding me? What? I think that's too many. I think I'm giving him way too much credit here. Hold on a second. Let me look this up.
I love how if I say the name Brett Rippon, every Rams fan immediately turns to anger. Like it's like the Minnesota Vikings. You remind them they missed a kick. Like,
damn. Yeah.
Like damn.
I was gonna reference How I Met Your Mother too, where at the very end, in the last season, every time that somebody brings up judge or court or anything like that, Lily breaks her glass. That's how I feel about Brett Rippon.
Yeah.
Like drinking a beer can or something like that, and if somebody brings up Brett Rippon, I just crush it. Like, oh, Brett Rippon. Yeah. I haven't forgiven him or his family. That day in Green Bay. What year was that? That was the worst day of my life, and I still am so mad about it. I'm trying to forget it though. That's the important part. So it's 2023.
So while you're, I think it was 2022. No, 23. 23. I'm pretty sure.
That's what I just said. Jeez.
Sorry. But to add to that, there's not only just free agents. There's potential. There's always trades, especially for backups. Does Geno Smith, does he look for a backup spot, or is he going to get a starter role? Does he leave Vegas because they're getting Fernando Mendoza? What happens with Tua? Does Tua get cut? Do the Rams just sign him to a vet minimum? He is dead last on my list, not because of anything about skill wise or anything, but because he's a lefty. I don't want to ever see a lefty throw a ball on this team. I don't believe in lefty quarterbacks. They're not a real thing. They don't exist. They're like baby pigeons. You've never seen one. It's a myth. So
I'm not looking for baby pigeons. I would never run into a baby pigeon in the wild. That's crazy.
Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix. I mean, what do they do over there? What else they got? Lamar. Yeah, those are some of the names.
It was 130 yards, by the way. He was 13 of 28 for 130, one interception.
He just needed to hand the ball off, and he couldn't even do that. So
yeah, he had a 45.2 rating, which is so cool.
Yeah, it was unbearable watching that game. Nope. Steve Young doesn't exist. You think he existed? He never happened. There was never a Steve Young.
Leading rusher that day was Royce Freeman with 32 yards.
You're still on that?
Dude, I'm so mad about it because like one of my best friends is a huge Packers fan, and they just for some reason keep on freaking beating us, dude. Like that one time when Ty Montgomery fumbled the kickoff when the Rams were able to win. That was it. That was what I got. That was like that. Actually, I have this dollar from that game. I wrote "Go Rams" on it, but my friend at the bottom wrote "Ty should have knelt it. Go Pack, go." That's what he. Cool times. Anyway, but yeah, that was the only like win that I've gotten in our friendship against the Packers, and I've been to freaking two of them. Man. Lambeau is sick, by the way. If you get a chance, definitely go. It's
on my list, but the window to do that is so to go to Lambeau.
They're all on my list, dude. Every single NFL stadium is on my list.
Yeah, Lambeau is near the top though, just because of the history. I'm a big history guy. But back to this, I added Kyler in there. This is to size. This is to scale as well. No, I to answer that question though, that is circulating. Some people think it would be a smart idea because he is obviously an NFL starting caliber. He does a lot of good things. You can get him for a vet minimum. I just fit wise, it doesn't make any sense. I think there's nothing about the Rams offense that screams Kyler Murray would do well here. Mm-hmm. He is best when he is mobile. The Rams aren't going to just cater and change and add stuff for the backup quarterback only. It needs to flow. It needs to make sense. That's why in Baltimore, who was one of the backups? Snoop Huntley. Who is he similar to? Lamar Jackson. It was so dumb when they brought in Cooper Rush, and it clearly did not make sense. It was like two different offenses when Snoop Huntley came in and made a lot more sense. Braden Fisk, yes, Braden Fisk is actually a defensive lineman for ants. He is a small man.
Did you like that? It's a good reference.
Yeah, I did like that.
Very funny.
And then the last one that I've seen, I've had some other people mad at me on Twitter. If you scroll up to Nathan Manning's comment at 5:59 about another quarterback that I'm completely out on. I don't think he's a NFL caliber quarterback. I think he was a product of, he had one of those Zach Wilson throws at his pro day. I think people got enamored with the potential because the tools are there, because he's strong and athletic and everything. I would argue it is very easy to see why he shouldn't be in LA when you look at what Cam Ward's doing. Another top pick. I think Will Levis was like top 10 or whatever it was. But an equally awful roster in Tennessee. Like, there's nothing great about this roster right now than what Will Levis was dealing with. And every week Cam Ward does something that makes you say that is the potential future of the league. Like, there's like 5 guys that can make that throw.
He had one against us that was like, damn.
Yes, bro. Cam Ward. I got a hot take that we can end the stream on in a little bit, but Will Levis, I don't think he's the guy to do it at all. I would say if the Rams don't bring in a veteran, if Stetson Bennett stays and they're going to draft somebody, if you don't care about having a veteran, and let's say, hey, Stafford's going to be healthy the whole time, go get someone like Joey Aguilar. Like, I love Joey Aguilar out of Tennessee. He's going to be an older guy like Stetson. He's going to be 25. He's not on anyone's radar because he was a transfer. He was in that Nico mess between Tennessee and UCLA. And the dude's got intangibles. He just got a medical history because he had benign tumors removed, and he didn't throw at the combine, so no one's talking about him. But it just, there's so much there to like about someone like that. But yeah, my hot take, by the way, I think Tennessee makes the playoffs, and I think Tennessee is a scary team next year, depending on how they approach the draft and free agency. I think they have the potential to make some very good moves, build around Cam Ward. And what's the rule? If you have a good quarterback, it covers up a lot of fucking deficiencies.
That's true. I think
win a lot of games.
My concern is getting rid of guys like T'Vondre Sweat already this offseason. That, like, I don't think that they're going for it this year. I think that next year seems more realistic for an actual playoff push because they're picking high this year. I think it's one of those things where it's like, get in another guy, get in a perfect duo with Cam Ward, get him a weapon or one of those, just your left tackle kind of thing. Get him somebody that he can kind of like pair in with and stuff like that. But I would say next year feels more realistic for them. One team that I have that I think is just going to take a massive leap from last year to this year is the Giants, but also that doesn't seem that crazy. That's like the response to that should be like, crazier. Yeah. It's like, yeah, probably. Like,
nah, I think that's crazier. I think that's crazier than the
Titans.
The Titans. Yeah.
You're
my comp for them. You want to know my comp for them? My comp for them is the 2021 Bengals. There was nothing about the 2020 Bengals besides Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor that was like, this is a Super Bowl team next year. They went and what they have who? Titans?
Tennessee. Because they got a defensive coach, so I don't expect their offense to really pop unless
I feel like I should know this and I don't, and I'm sorry. It is, don't laugh at this, but he does decent as an OC. As a head coach, I think he's pretty miserable. Brian Daboll.
Oh no, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, Brian Daboll's a good OC.
I think their lack of weaponry, I would say, but also we're March 2nd, so there's that.
But you know who showed up to the Bengals in 2021 and helped remedy that situation? Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
You get Cam Ward some weaponry, you at least fucking block for him. And Robert Saleh just showed in San Francisco that he could be working with janitors and put together a very competent defense until you ran into the Seahawks in the playoffs. I am sorry, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans are like a surprise team. And you're right, it's not an all-in season by any means, but they could fuck around and accidentally land into the playoffs. And once you're there, dude, all bets are off the table. Like, go
sure.
make a run.
You're absolutely right. It absolutely could happen. I would just say I don't really think it's going to happen this year for the Tennessee Titans.
Shot.
I think that they're picking closer to 8 or 9 next year again. I think that they're going to be a top 10 pick again. I would just push back again. Push back. That's like our motto here. Guess what everybody's talking about.
Push me back. Push me back, dog.
That the Giants already have Dart, Scatterboo, and Neighbors. And like they're gonna add somebody to that, probably another weapon where that's just gonna be mean as hell. And Harbaugh got out of a sinking ship in Baltimore. I think he's gonna do some damage up there, man. That culture change for the Giants is gonna be, I think, dramatic. And I think that division too. I have weird trust issues with the Cowboys. I think that their offense is powerful, but I think other than that, what do you really have? You can't really stop anybody, and you can't just rely on explosive offensive plays. You need to be able to put drives together too, and I just think that they kind of lack that. Eagles are kind of falling. They're slowly kind of crumbling. Whatever.
They will until Sirianni gets out of town, pretty much.
Yeah. And then Washington, good team, solid. They kind of got beat up with injuries and stuff this last year and stuff, but I mean, they were playing the NFC Championship game a year ago. So I mean, they're certainly a team that can compete, but I think that ultimately the Giants, they're my pick to win that division. I'm going to put money on that once the time comes. It's only March, so we're not picking division winners yet. Got to see some things happen, but I think that they're going to add like one. I think they're probably going to add like some sick wide receiver in the draft or something like that. And it's. I mean, they've already got their trio, man, and now they got a hell of a coach. So I think it just makes sense. I think saying that the Giants are going to be a good team this year is like, yeah, duh. Like it's like no, go bold. What are you talking about, dude? Like that's how I feel about talking about the Giants like that.
No, dude, and I mean, like I don't know. There's something about, I think I'm just so enamored with Cam Ward. Like, I think I had this conversation with my roommate. I was like, if I had to build a franchise right now and pick, like, if I had first overall pick and I know I'm having this job for the next 5 years and I want to be here for 10 years and be a great coach, I'm picking Cam Ward. I want to build my team around Cam Ward. I want a guy with that gusto, the guy who's like not going to be in the headlines, but he's a leader. And if I need him to make a headline, he's going to drop some fucking banger quotes because he's just a leader. Like, he's a really cool guy too.
I really like Cam Ward. He's sick, dude. He's really sick.
I think Cam Ward is going to be in the top 5 of names in the AFC that everyone talks about. Mahomes, and it's Allen, and it's Lamar. It's, the big 3. And Burrow too. Well, I think you're going to start throwing Cam Ward in there as well.
Can I make you do something real fast?
What's up? What you need, dog?
Just for funsies. I want you to give me with no prompting or anything like that. Give me your top 5 NFC quarterbacks right now.
Top 5 NFC?
Yeah.
As of right now?
As of right now, today.
As of today. Matthew Stafford, number 1.
Okay.
Oof.
It does get harder after that. There is a pretty big drop off from 1 to 2.
And I can't look at anything. Can I look at the list? Can I look at the list of the names?
Yeah,
okay.
What you got to do.
Yeah. For as much as I remember innocuous stuff, you put me on the spot. If you say list every Rams player right now, I'll stumble. I don't know why.
I love doing that to people when somebody will say something about the Rams. I'm like, I could name the whole roster right now, and they're like, do it. And I'm like, Matthew Stafford, Jimmy Garoppolo, Stetson Bennett, Kyron. Like, I just start plowing through names, and people, I'm like Byron Young, Nick Hampton, and then people are like, okay, I get it. It's like I wasn't done yet. Okay, Jake McQuaid.
Let's see. That's funny that this page
you can participate in the chat as well. Give me your top 5 NFC quarterbacks.
Okay, Matthew Stafford, numero 1.
Cool.
Dak Prescott, number 2.
Okay.
Looking down the list. Damn, you got to scroll far for some of these guys' stats.
Yeah, AFC is loaded with quarterbacks.
Yeah, there's some of those guys in the AFC that have like some pretty major flaws, but because they have the name though, like I think there's a potential. As much as I love Joe Burrow, I think Joe Burrow has a problem with communicating with his O-line to avoid sacks. I think some of it is on him. Okay, Stafford, Prescott. People aren't going to like this. I'm still going to say Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's a top 5 guy for me. NFC.
Gotcha.
And maybe a little out of order. Like I think if I got more time, I'd probably put Brock at 4, maybe Goff at 5. I don't think Caleb Williams is there yet. I think he's about to. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like the best quarterback in the NFC next year. Yeah, my surprise. Brock Purdy's a top 5 for me. I'm sorry, but that team is just much better when he's at quarterback.
No, it's totally fine. I actually you proved my point either way. Kamal did not, but I had this argument with my Packers fan friend Jackson. Because he was talking about Malik and Jordan, and I told him I was like honestly, I was like, I think that first of all, Jordan Love is the most average quarterback in the NFL. It's like I think that Malik is better. It's like, and that kind of led to my comment of like, if I started a team right now and I was given the choice of, do you want to start your franchise with Jordan Love or Malik Willis? I think I go Willis, just higher upside. I know what you get with Jordan Love. You get a decent quarterback who's going to make some plays. He's also going to ruin some things for you. That's fine. Whatever. It's no player's perfect in the NFL. You're going to have some good plays, going to have some bad plays, but I would take Willis. So Kamal did say that he would take Purdy over, or he would take Love, I mean, in his top 5, and then he also included Darnold in his, which I do include Darnold into my list as well. But I would personally put Willis over Love. I would, because like I was talking to my friend and I was telling him, was like, and I also, this one is the one that most that I feel like people disagree with. Instead of Purdy, I go Caleb Williams. I put Caleb.
I understand that.
I think the way that he played this year, the growth was unbelievable. Call it whatever you need to call it, but from year 1 to year 2, and I've been like super critical. If Edwin is still here, he knows for sure. I've been madly critical on Caleb Williams. Didn't want him on my team and stuff like that, which is fine. But I think the growth from year 1 to year 2 is absolutely phenomenal. But Darnold, I think that he's shown, as a comment pops in about that, I think that he's shown some absolutely phenomenal growth. I think it's just experience and over time. I mean, it kind of wiggled in some good offenses and stuff like that, getting into some good teams and having good weapons, and now he's just a better, more calm player. So I think that we've seen that happen. Yeah, and then Hurts I don't put in there. I think he's a really good runner, but I do not trust his arm and ability to break down a defense from the pocket. So I wouldn't put him in there. But it's a hard question. The NFC is a hard question to answer, because AFC is hard for a different reason. You only can pick 5. For the NFC, you got to try to find 5. You know,
to try to find 5.
Yeah. And it's like, you're going to have those arguments where it's like, well, Purdy, well, I wouldn't put him in there. Goff, well, I wouldn't put him in there. Darnold.
Everyone has a pretty big, like, but my butt for Jordan Love, and it's not like so in defense of him. I think that I think LaFleur, if they don't make like a deep playoff run this year, I think LaFleur is gone from Green Bay. It's one of those situations where like Green Bay, it's not like they don't need a 4-win season to justify firing you. Their Super Bowls are nothing. That's title town. Like
7 seed 3 years in a row without a realignment. They missed the playoffs 3 years in a
row. For me, I think it is a little bit of a coaching issue. And one of my like evidence like point that I point at is wide receivers. Ever since Devontae Adams left, like who has been a wide receiver that's like, that's a guy. That guy, you're gonna win no matter what because of him. They've had guys come and gone. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care what is the problem with Matthew Golden. You can't hand him the ball. You can't throw a damn screen to him to figure out how your most talented receiver can get the ball. There was games where I thought he was a healthy scratch because they just didn't even use him. Mm-hmm. I think that they have developmental problems at certain positions. Quarterback is one of them right now, and wide receiver is one of them. And I think they struggle for it. I think their play calling is so. And I think LaFleur is gonna maybe be out the door if they don't have a very good season. Enough excuses. It's like, if you're always hurt, okay, maybe you should have kept Malik Willis instead. Like other coaches are thriving. Sans injuries. Niners made the playoffs. Rams figure it out. Like I don't know. And me, I made the list.
That's awesome, man. You're better than Brock Purdy.
Woo!
And that's kind of a funny topic too, that the Brock Purdy stuff, because like it's kind of a known thing that like players have done well for Shanahan and then gone somewhere else and then not looked as good. You know what I mean? Like that's been a thing. McVay, I'm sure, can can kind of be one of those too. Like if certain people leave and it's like, well, this guy was sick but we don't have that big of a sample size. We have Jared Goff, who we know is a solid quarterback, and then Matthew Stafford, who we know is the best of all time. So it's hard to to judge off of that, you know what I mean? But somebody had a comment. Oh yeah, Kamal had this one in here that I kind of wanted to just quickly touch on. I'm not doing that. I'm not comparing Love to Rodgers and Favre. I'm comparing him to the field of the NFL right now.
Right now, yeah. But I think he has a point of I think some people do.
True.
Because those were the expectations. It was like he came in, he kind of balled for a little bit, and everyone's like, "Oh, great, that's cool." The Packers have had 3 quarterbacks in the last 40 years. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be. Yeah, I don't know. I think Jordan Love is on a different team. I think we're thinking of him very differently, but you can say that about every quarterback. If Trey Lance doesn't go there, does he do okay? No,
well,
Matthew Stafford isn't in Detroit for 12 years. What does he look like?
Exactly, man. And like my brain goes to like if you swap places of Jordan Love and Cam Ward, Jordan Love probably spends 3 years in the NFL and then doesn't find a team, while Cam Ward is probably a Pro Bowler right away.
Some of these guys just have elevating levels of talent. Yeah. Cam Ward, I think if the Titans don't figure it out, if they can't, and it's just constantly spinning their wheels, Cam Ward, it will be potentially the closest thing that we see to another Matthew Stafford situation if he just decides he wants to be there. Yeah, I mean, like it's just say like it's let's be honest, like the same thing's happening right now to Justin Herbert. Like it's sometimes it sucks with luck. Like he got a great coach, but your entire O-line got decimated and running for your life. So
they'll make the playoffs. Yeah. In a crazy division. That's nuts, dude. Like, I don't know. People want to trash them, like, too. Our roommates are killing it over here, man. Like, we really could see LA versus LA in LA next year for Super Bowl.
No, absolutely.
I'm going to the Rams Chargers regular season, by the way. Me and my dad. My dad's a Chargers fan, so he said when the schedule comes out, let's plan it.
So you're sleeping on my couch? You're hanging out?
I'll probably hotel it for that one, but
that's boring. That's fun.
I'll probably I could
fun. Everyone boo him. Boo him in the chat.
Let's hear it.
Boo.
Nope, not that one. Wait.
Double boo. Boo.
That's the best one, man. That's so good. I'm not gonna use it enough, man. That's
but yeah, we've got how long are we going for? Almost an hour and a half. It's been a good stream. It's been fun.
Yeah. Somebody said they got to take a TV timeout somehow. What is it? I don't understand.
Bridgerton. My girlfriend's been watching Bridgerton. It's like it's set in like Queen Elizabeth era, like drama. It's for the girlies, but it's very intriguing. I got sucked into it. It's
okay.
There's lots of tea.
I don't. Yeah, I don't care. I
man, she almost had her love, and then they went and arrested her. I don't know her name, and it was terrible. A lot of collusion. But anyways,
damn.
What do we? I know we haven't talked about it off, but are we continuing evening streams this week? Are we going back to mornings? What do you want to do? It's off season, so we're having some fun, but we want to keep it somewhat consistent for these guys. Okay. Do you guys have input? By the way,
please let us know what you think. Tell us what you prefer. And another obsession with
with me,
Bridgerton,
or Sheriff.
That's a Bridgerton. Bridgerton.
Nah.
Is that the one?
Let's see. Darkly chaotic. Somebody wants mornings. I'm okay with mornings too. Yeah, I'm fine with
Darkly
mornings.
chaotic. Matthew Stafford wants mornings, which is one of the funniest names in pictures. The picture with the name is so good to me. I love that. Big fan.
Yeah. We wanted to do the morning or night, 7 a.m. or somewhere around 6 p.m. Just because we wanted to go a little bit longer, talk about the combine, kind of catch up on everything that was happening. So evenings are longer. Maybe we do something where like one time a week we do evenings to keep it longer, and the rest mornings. I don't know.
Well, I want to make sure that too we eventually give the highest preferred stream to the Patreon audience, actually.
Yeah.
So whatever that wiggles in of like this is our best stuff. And I don't want to blow off anybody who's not willing to pay because that's not what we're here for. You know what I mean?
No, we'll never be that. We'll never be that. It's just the lay of the land of it's like all content creators, like, yeah, well, we're doing this for free. We want to do it full time. Part of that is on the backs of the audience and our supporters, our day ones. So yeah,
hey, that's one thing.
So.
Mornings don't have to get cut off so sharply if I don't have to go to work. So, hey, I'm just saying, or we could just do it like when we say something that's Patreon level, we can just mute ourselves. Yep, selling out. Dude, I'm not selling out. I'm buying in, dude. What is that from? That's from.
I'm done. That was a comment that got me.
That's
all right. Come on, you win. You win.
What does this even mean?
Is analytics?
Am I allowed to say that word? What is that?
I think he just types fast, but yeah, you're an analytics slave. You're a slave for the numbers.
Oh.
You're a go for it on fourth down because the analytics say so.
Hell no, I'm a vibes guy. I'm a vibes guy. It's it could be like analytics can tell you to go for it, but it's like, yeah, but we've also not gotten our last 4 1-yard plays. Let's just kick this one. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Who did that recently? Where it was like, feel your team, dude. Like, like feel it out, man. They're crushing you in short yardage. Stop going for it. I don't know.
So, we will put a poll out. We'll put a poll out here on YouTube to see what you guys think, and we'll discuss. Yeah, we'll do a poll. But what I do want to put on pause for a little bit is the fading out listing things because we're in off season. I don't want to wear it out its welcome before the season comes. So I'm going to put you on the spot. Yeah, I want to put you on the spot here. I want to give a Monday week ahead motivating quote for the fans before we head out. Some words of encouragement for their Monday evening. And don't say work the poll like Muad'Dib just said.
Yeah. That's not even the right kind.
Quiet on the set for Sheriff Joe Bags.
He said work wrong. All right. There's some motivation here from Sheriff Joe Bags. All right. So it's Monday, which means this is the day that everybody hates. All right. This is the day that everybody is like, dude, friggin' Monday's back, which means that this is the day that you can get ahead. This is the day I've always kind of looked at as your opportunity to kind of, pass everybody up who's like kind of hanging from the weekend. They're trying to get into the rhythm of the week still. Not you, dude. Not you. You come in ready Monday and you're ready to work. You're ready to kick some ass. All right. And the fun part about kicking ass on Monday is it's like getting an 8-yard gain on first and 10. Okay. 2nd and 2 now on a Tuesday, dude. Easy money, man. Call your whatever play you want to run, dude. You're good, man. You're just setting yourself up for 4th and short, for 3rd and short and 4th and short. All right. And you need to start Monday strong in order to get that done. So
let's go.
Weaving
in football into weekly motivation. I threw my phone for you. Let's go out. We're out of here. Great stream, everyone. If you guys did not subscribe, like everything, and we'll see you guys Wednesday. I love